I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Friday, September 5th. Today, out on bail. New details about the man who stabbed multiple people and crashed into an RCMP cruiser. Also today, generating anger.
Help me save lives. Stop this. Politics has no business in emergency management.
First Nation leaders demand a multi-million-dollar generator system to allow thousands of wildfire evacuees to return home. Plus, she's the cat's meow.
It's such a heartbreaking story. She's certainly stolen our hearts.
How you can help an orphaned baby lynx get back on her feet and back into the wild. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. New details are emerging tonight about the mass stabbing that left a woman dead and 7 others injured. The man, who police say killed his sister and attacked several others with a knife on Hollow Water First Nation, was out on bail. Joining me now with more is CTV's Catherine Dow. Catherine, what are we learning about the suspect today?
Well, Marilee, court documents show that 26-year-old Tyrone Simard of Hollow Water has a long history with police and the Manitoba justice system. Records show that Simard was facing charges of sexual assault, sexual interference, and invitation to sexual touching from alleged incidents in 2017, and that he had also pleaded guilty to 2 counts of assault, along with charges of mischief that same year. And just this past June, Simard was charged with assault with a weapon and mischief for alleged offenses that happened on June 8th. And that a court granted his release a few days later with various conditions, including a curfew, an order not to use drugs or alcohol, or to possess weapons. He was also ordered not to contact 4 people. RCMP say Simard stabbed 8 people at 2 homes on the First Nation northeast of Winnipeg yesterday morning. Simard's 18-year-old sister died, and the others are in hospital. Investigators were in the community yesterday, collecting evidence, talking to witnesses, and ensuring there were no more victims. Mounties said Simard fled in a stolen vehicle and died in a highway crash with an RCMP cruiser. The officer, who had been on her way to the attack scene, is also in hospital and is expected to recover. Now, Manitoba Premier Wald Canoe visited Hollow Water last night, and Assembly of First Nations National Chief Cindy Woodhouse-Nepanak offered condolences in a statement today, saying, quote, "This tragedy is a sad reminder of the urgent need to ensure safety and security for First Nation citizens and for community-based, compassionate approaches that respond to our unique needs."
All right, thanks for this, Catherine.
You're welcome.
An update now to a story we brought you earlier this week. Winnipeg police say human remains found near the University of Manitoba campus have been identified. The force says the body of a woman was found on the banks of the Red River Tuesday near Markham Road and University Crescent. With help from the Missing Persons Unit, investigators managed to find her family. Her death is not considered criminal. First Nation leaders are demanding the government step in with funding for a generator that would allow evacuees from Matthias Kalom First Nation to return home.
Stop this. Politics has no business in emergency management. You're supposed to be helping me, not work against me.
Canada and Manitoba are making money off of our lands and resources, and when one of our chiefs is asking for a generator to power his nation, you should respond accordingly.
After more than 100 days, leaders say the 2,200 evacuees are tired, frustrated, and want to return home. Several members have also died since being evacuated, and leadership says they need to be put to rest in a culturally appropriate way. The community says it needs $8 million for the generator system, but Indigenous Services Canada deferred to Manitoba Hydro. Hydro, in turn, says it's focused on getting power restored after wildfires took down more than 250 poles. It expects power for critical infrastructure to go online next Thursday and for a full restoration by the final week of the month. The city is going to start cracking down on fare evasion. The mayor has ordered community safety teams to begin checking fares as part of daily patrols. A spokesperson says it could involve officers watching riders as they get on the bus, ensuring people have payment before the bus arrives, or responding when a driver flags someone who didn't pay. Winnipeg Transit says between $7 and $10 million is lost each year from fare evasion, and it's often connected to assaults against drivers. Speed humps may be coming to a busy street in South Winnipeg. Hosted Road is a major cut-through street for motorists in Waverly West. The street has experienced issues with speeding over the years, and a city assessment says reducing the speed limit to 30 kilometers per hour has not reduced speeds or traffic volumes. The report recommends installing 4 speed humps to slow vehicles and decrease traffic volumes. The Standing Policy Committee on Public Works will review the idea at its meeting September 11th. Another text message scam to warn you about, this time from the provincial government. Someone is sending fraudulent text messages claiming to be from Manitoba Justice or Manitoba Finance. The text asks you to pay an outstanding speeding ticket or tell you to click a link for a tax credit. The province says the texts are part of a phishing scam. The Justice and Finance departments don't send requests for payments or tax credits via text. If you get one of these types of texts, don't respond or click on any links. If you have questions about outstanding fines or tax credits, you can visit the Manitoba website. You should also report suspicious messages to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre. We're getting a sense of the scale of the damage caused by a massive wildfire straddling the border between Manitoba and Saskatchewan. The Flin Flon complex stretches from Pelican Narrows in Saskatchewan to Flin Flon and Snow Lake and nearly as far north as Puckatawagan. The Insurance Bureau of Canada now pegs the insured losses from that fire in May and June at $249 million. Some of the most significant damage came from Denair Beach in Saskatchewan, where hundreds of homes and vehicles were destroyed. The agency is encouraging governments to better protect people in the future by adapting more weather-resistant building codes, developing community-level wildfire preparedness plans, and making use of nature-based fire prevention, such as controlled burns and forestry management. More students are starting the semester at the University of Manitoba than ever before. The province's largest post-secondary institution says more than 31,500 students were enrolled on the first day of classes, an all-time high. Full-time, part-time, and undergraduate enrollment are all up, and Indigenous student enrollment jumped by nearly 11%. On the flip side, the number of graduate students is down slightly, and international enrollment fell by 5.4% compared to last year. The U of M notes the numbers are still preliminary and will be finalized in November. First Nations chiefs in Winnipeg this week have voted down a resolution which would have called on Ottawa to include First Nations infrastructure projects in the national push to fast-track major projects. The resolution would have allowed the AFN to intervene in lawsuits against the federal government's major projects legislation. However, it failed to reach the required 60% support. Some Alberta chiefs say the resolution would have amounted to an endorsement of the legislation and could have put their rights at risk. The AFN annual General Assembly wrapped up today. The Winnipeg Football Club is asking for volunteers and ticket holders attending the upcoming Grey Cup Festival to ride Winnipeg Transit buses for free. This year's festival runs November 13th to the 16th and requires hundreds of volunteers. A report to the Standing Policy Committee on Public Works recommends volunteers working the festival who have credentials and uniforms be allowed to ride the bus for free. On game day, the same request is being made for ticket holders. The reports say lost fare revenues are already covered by an agreement the football club and the city made back in January. The idea will need approval from City Council before it goes ahead. All right, let's bring in Daniel Halmerson now and get a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. Speaking of the Bombers, big game this weekend, the Banjo Bowl. How's the forecast shaping up?
Not bad. I mean, we could see a few more showers before kickoff tomorrow, but from my work this afternoon, putting a good juju out there for Bomber fans, that we should have at least cloudy skies and not a lot of rain by the time, kickoff tomorrow afternoon around 3. Here in Manitoba today, a little bit of rain to the west and east of us, but here in the capital region, fairly bland afternoon, which after yesterday's rain, not too bad. Now, one thing to keep an eye on tonight is there's a frost advisory just over the border in Saskatchewan, but areas like Brandon, Neepawa, Dauphin, and Swan River could see some frost tonight, so something to keep an eye on as the evening progresses. And if you still have plenty of plants in your garden, you may want to cover them up before the end of the night. But coming up, I'll show you when the sunshine is going to return to Winnipeg. And actually right now the sky's looking pretty good. 16 degrees, few clouds, wind out of the northwest at 36, gusting up to 50. The pressures are rising. The humidity is sitting at 37%.
The Bathfitter Live Eye is brought to you by Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years.
And a look out on Portage Avenue right near Polo Park there. Traffic pretty light for a Friday afternoon. Nothing to report so far, but it should be picking up any moment now.
It's a physical workout to actually do this job, but it takes me all day, and I'm moving around on it all day.
What does it take to maintain this giant bronze statue of a Winnipeg Jets legend? We'll hear from the artist who sculpted it after the break.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
The new Liberal government is delaying the electric vehicle mandate of the old Liberal government. Under Justin Trudeau, the government calls for 20% of passenger vehicles to be electric by next year. But the new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, says vehicle makers have enough on their plates dealing with tariffs imposed by Washington. Here's a look at how the trading day ended. The Canadian dollar down to 72.19. West Texas Intermediate dropped $1.61 to 61.87. Western Canadian Select also down to 51.41. And the TSX hit another record close, gaining 134 points and ending the day above 29,000 for the first time. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Market Watch is brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross. Group health plans for any size business.
Applications are now being accepted for the next round of Canada-Manitoba job grants. The program offers employers up to $10,000 per employee and up to $100,000 per training project. Businesses with 100 or fewer employees can receive as much as 75% of eligible training costs. The training must take place between April 1st of this year and March 31st. Payments are only made after the training is complete and all of the paperwork is done. You can visit the province's website to find out more and to apply. Meanwhile, job numbers for August show the Canadian economy is feeling the impact of Trump's tariffs. Statistics Canada says the unemployment rate rose to 7.1% in August as the country shed 66,000 jobs. That's a jobless rate not seen since May of 2016, excluding the worst years of the pandemic. The unemployment rate here in Manitoba ticked down 0.2% to 5.5%. A downtown statue depicting a Winnipeg hockey icon got some TLC today.
I'm cleaning it, re-waxing it, heating it up, and adding some of the color back in.
Eric Bloom is the artist who sculpted the bronze statue of Jets legend Dale Hawerchuk, which stands in True North Square. Bloom visited Winnipeg today to give his work some maintenance. He was touching up the statue's color, which has faded since it was first unveiled in 2022. The statue needs to be recoated every year to ensure it withstands Winnipeg's harsh weather.
When you have like this kind of intense weather, compared to other places, it's like 5 years here. 1 year is 5 years. So you have to do it every year. You really do, to kind of keep it safe, to keep it protected.
Oh, we understand, Eric. Blum is from Chicago and has created numerous sculptures of hockey figures across North America, including one of Wayne Gretzky in Los Angeles.
When you think about our history and everything that we've been through as a people, really, we're not even supposed to be here, but we are.
An award-winning and unique musical film experience is coming to Winnipeg. That and more in the Spotlight.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Led Zepp again, the premier tribute.
Daniel Hammerson is back now for Spotlight, and we begin today with a unique musical film experience.
Yeah, this looks fantastic. It's the Winnipeg premiere of an award-winning film.
It's such a huge part of reconciliation, having non-Indigenous and Indigenous partner in collaborations.
Walking Through the Fire brings together First Nations, Métis, and Inuit artists from across Canada. It won Best Musical Film and Best Soundtrack at the Cannes World Film Festival. Its central theme is that the truth of Indigenous experience needs to be told before reconciliation can begin. Now, this event features opening remarks from the filmmaker and a Q&A afterward. Catch Walking Through the Fire September 18th at Westworth United Church on Grosvenor Avenue. Admission is free, but you need to register through Eventbrite.
Autophiles will be excited about what's happening at the Centennial Concert Hall.
Now, the venue has undergone a major improvement to its sound system. After months of planning, the concert hall's audio infrastructure has been upgraded. Officials have installed a Meyer Sound Panther line array system, the same system they say is used by artists like Metallica and Ed Sheeran. In the past, the concert hall often had to rely on rented systems for large productions. Now it says they will have state-of-the-art system in place for all shows.
Pretty cool. All right, the stars were out for the start of this year's Toronto International Film Festival.
Oh, this is cool. Ryan Reynolds showed off his John Candy themed blazer on the red carpet.
A little plane, train, and automobile there. I don't know. I got some picture of him. On the back, I got his coordinates from Newmarket, Ontario.
He was there with the Candy family for the world premiere of John Candy, I Like Me. The documentary tells the stories of the triumphs and challenges of the legendary Canadian comedian. And this was just day one. Plenty of A-listers are expected to roll through Toronto as TIFF marks its 50th anniversary this year.
Yeah, big year this one. Thanks, Danny.
And now here's a look at your Friday primetime lineup. Grab your popcorn and settle in for an evening of creepy creatures, starting at 7 with the movie Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Then at 10, catch up with The Big Bang Theory. And taking a look out up over the Norwood Bridge right now, 16 degrees here in Winnipeg under partly cloudy skies, wind out of the northwest at 36, gusting up to 50. I'll have your complete Skywatch forecast coming up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon. CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Well, that rain we saw yesterday finally ended this morning. A little bit of drizzle to start the day, but the sun did poke out, at least for parts of the afternoon, but that wind gusting up to 50 kilometers per hour. It's going to kick around as we move into the evening. And speaking of which, you can kind of see here the storm systems, a little bit in Ontario, over parts of western Manitoba as well. Now, as we move through the night, that's when it's going to hit the capital region here. Chance of some showers as you wake up tomorrow morning. Now, right around this time, that's 3 o'clock tomorrow, you can see potentially a little bit of a rain shower right when kickoff's happening, but fingers crossed it moves through very, very quickly and efficiently, like the Bombers offense, hopefully. Now, as we head into Saturday night into Sunday, you can see pretty much clear throughout the entire province, some cloud coverage, but shaping up to be a beautiful Sunday and finally back to seasonal temperatures, which is something I've been looking forward to all week. Tonight, though, dipping down to 6 degrees, chance of showers. Those winds remaining out of the northwest, 30 gusting up to 50. Tomorrow morning, maybe a few showers. And now as we move into the afternoon, as I just showed you, hopefully just mainly cloudy, wind shifting a little bit out of the north at 20 kilometers per hour. And as we look at the long range forecast, Sunday high of 20 under mainly sunny skies. And that's when it gets really beautiful to start the second week of September. 23 on Monday under a mix of sun and cloud, mainly sunny on Tuesday, high of 21, and much of the same Wednesday and Thursday. And our first Skywatch pick of the day comes from Rick. That's out at Montego Bay. That's on the east side of Lake Winnipeg. A beautiful sunset there. And the second's from Mike down in Stewartburn. It's a little tough to see, but you can see the sun poking out between the clouds there. You can keep those photos coming. Send them to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Danny. Well, get ready for a story that will melt your heart. Wildlife Haven Rehabilitation Center is asking for your help after it received a helpless little baby lynx.
It's such a heartbreaking story. She's certainly stolen our hearts.
And you can see why. Look at this picture. This cutie was found near Swan River. Its mother sadly was killed in a dog attack. The orphaned kitten was then taken to Wildlife Haven Veterinary Hospital southeast of Winnipeg, and caregivers are now nursing it. We're told it's about 4.5 months old, but baby lynx are typically dependent on their mothers for an entire year. So this little girl has a long road ahead. She has an injured eye, which will need surgery, in addition to needing to rebuild back her strength.
Wild kittens and domestic kittens, they're very curious creatures. They like to play. That's how they develop their natural instincts. So we're trying to provide her with all sorts of toys and enrichment. And she's getting more and more curious every day, eating a little bit more every day. So it's really, she's on the right track.
Staff at the center are now helping the lynx rebuild its strength so it can eventually go back into the wild. And you can help with donations. All you have to do is visit wildlifehaven.ca. Even better, there's an open house set for September 20th and 21st where you'll be able to see this baby lynx through a video feed. I could spend a lot of time watching that.
You know
video.
My feelings.
Yeah, we might have
a little bit of a fest.
A lot of cats between the two of households here. Yeah. I would definitely take that one in.
Yeah.
But that one's for the wild.
But
so.
like wonderful work those folks do at Wildlife Haven.
If I ever disappear from here, that's where I'm going to be working.
Sounds good.
If they'll have me. All right, that does it for us this hour. But we will be back at 6 o'clock with more local news. Hope to see you then.